back, true believers. If you saw all the videos about C3 ECM, here's the deployment. It's 8 mechs and a hovercraft versus 8 mechs and 9 mechs and 2 trucks. DCMS versus the turquoise mercenaries, the last chancers. And we are putting into practice everything that we discussed and we learned. So, beginning of the game is going to end in a brutal turn 1, where the spider jumped across the table and ended up getting shot on top of the rocks by the Komodo dragon. Then we're going to talk about all the long-range pounding and flanking. Took out his hunchback with a lucky shot. His Grand Dragon Atlas came around a corner. Orion quickly trying to secure a safe position out of the line of fire, even though no one was looking at him. But this turn was all about maneuvering and getting in a position and setting up the C3 network that would be successful. Cautiously, the commander, which is the Cyclops, hung out in the back with the thug to avoid being shot. Going into turn 2, it was more or less about how much damage could be put out versus how many losses were going to be taken. The Crusader and the Thug both got hit turn 1, so turn 2 was all about finishing them off. The Raven and the Grand Dragon broke line of sight, so I literally had half my force not shooting. The commander of the last chances is doing a great job denying shots, and that's where I give him applause. His Atlas was out in the thick of it and popped the Thug in the chest, while another vehicle, the Pegasus, cracked the Crusader in the back, blowing his legs off. Again, the Orion is hanging out. It doesn't have indirect fire, and the Dragonfire were trying to exchange shots. The Panther C3 variant was cautiously avoiding people as the command group tried to move around the mountain. The Atlas, however, was just doing its thing. The Thug took a shot. The Orion took a shot in turn 3. But it was all, again, about maneuverability and getting people in the position. The Orion came out to do some damage. The Atlas was like, hey, I found somebody. The Naginata, and it whiffed. The trucks were on the verge of being wiped out. The Komodo got taken out by the Raven and the Grand Dragon getting in behind him. I lost initiative. Dragonfire didn't really have a shot. Akuma put out some hurt. But again, it was just brutal. At the top of turn 4, going into the bottom of turn 4, the Orion came in for the kill, thinking it had a free kill. The Atlas came around a corner looking for someone to pick on. The Naginata held position. Sorry, the camera went out of focus. And then it was the Hunchback getting finished off, the Komodo getting taken out, and one of the trucks not making it at all. Turn 5, again, very super cautious play from the Cyclops commander. It was just, oh, well, we're not really looking for combat. We're looking for ownership. The Strider finished off the Atlas with a back shot. Mauler finished off the armor. Dragonfire is trying to put in some hurt. Don't know how well that worked out. But again, it was back and forth, back and forth. Turn 6 was a cleanup round. Going into the last turn, the Strider is going to try to body the Cyclops. Panther got taken out by a snipe shot from the Mauler. Naginata put on fire on the Grand Dragon, and a Pegasus taking out the Pegasus hover tank. And this was the beginning of the end for the game. Going in, this was one of the slowest but most important games for me because I was teaching the commander of the last chancers how to effectively break and manipulate C3 bubbles, as well as ECM and ECCM bubbles. Coming in, the Mauler, Naginata, and the Akuma are all trying to flank and shoot down the street to crack the Cyclops and the Thug. We luckily managed to take out the Pegasus this turn, did some damage to the Grand Dragon, but All of turn 7 was putting fire into the Cyclops to take out the commander. There is no real scenario. It was just teaching and learning. The Strider won't make it. You'll see that in the last video. So in the very end of game, Cyclops is out, Doug's up, Strider's down, Naginata's fresh, and a couple of other things were left to happen. Overall, a great game. The list will be in the Google Drive folder. So once again, thank you and subscribe.